We're going to look at displaying information from a database using the Datagrid control within Repeat Signage. If using the trial version, please ensure it's set to the corporate edition, as this includes the Datagrid feature. So we're going to start by going to Utilities and the Data Connection Manager, and we're going to add our database. So select Add. I'm going to give it a friendly name, so Database CSV. In the database connection type, you can see all the different types of database that you can use. Mine is on a CSV file, so I'm going to select that one. And it's on the local network, so I'm just going to browse for the file and select and open and OK. Using the Connect button, I can see the name of my database. It's got 4 columns and fields and 6 rows of records. And I can preview the data. So I'm going to close that and close this. So now our database is in the system and we're going to create a presentation. So select Presentations, Create New Presentation, and this screen just shows you the screen size. Select Next, select a blank template, Create, brings you to the Repeat Signage Designer screen. So you have a floating toolbox. So I'm just going to go to Insert, Data Controls, and we're going to insert a data grid. When the data grid control loads, then you can select your database. So Add, and it's on the system. And you can see that I've got 2 databases here. So the one I want is Database CSV. And select. You can use the SQL wizard, or you can just type in an SQL statement directly if you're familiar with SQL. So I'm going to use the wizard, choose a table from the database and display its information. Select Next, and there's my database, and Next. Now I can add all of these fields or specific ones. So I'm just going to add field 1, 3, and 4. As field 2 contains my images, and in the data grid I just want to display greater. And you can see that it's already started to build up an SQL statement. Select field 1, field 3, field 4 from database CSV and select Next. And there I can see my database. Using the filter symbol, I can use a checkbox to display any of these, but I'm going to go over to here and use the equals to. So I want field 3 to say it's equal to education and select OK. And you can see now that we've come down to a total of 2 records, and it's added this to the SQL where field 3 equals education and select finished. And you can see that it's put the SQL statement in this box. So now select OK, and this will bring your data grid in. So I'm just going to move the toolbox out of the way. So I can now format the data grid by double clicking into it. And first I'm going to look at columns. So on field 1, I'm going to select the edit button. And I don't want to call it field 1, so I'm going to call it number. And a column width of 75. And you can see that there's several formatting options here. So for instance, if we were using currencies, we can use the dollar, pounds and euro signs. We've got percentages, date and type, depending on the type of information that you've got in each field. So I'm just going to click OK. And in field 3, I'm going to label this application. And the column width of 150 is fine. And as this is text, I can select uppercase, lowercase, etc. If you need any help at any point, simply press the F1 for help button at the bottom of any page and it will give you more specific details. So I'm going to select OK. And lastly, in field 4, this is going to be my description. So I need it to be wider. So I'm going to give it 750 and OK and OK. And just widen this. And there's my data grid. Now you can move it anywhere around the screen. And obviously you would build up your presentation using other digital media from the Insert tab. And what we can do now is to save it. So we've already used Save As, so we can just use Save, or you can press Ctrl and S. And then I'm going to go to File and Exit. And this takes me back to the presentation screen. If I want to edit my database, I can select Open Presentation, select it, and Open. So for instance, if we want to make changes to the data grid, you can just double click it, and you can see that we've got all various options along here: paging, headers, footers, fonts, colours, etc. I'm just going to cancel that, and we're going to exit. Do you want to save changes? No, because I've already saved them. And to play your presentation, select Play Presentation, select it, Open. And obviously we're just seeing the data grid because we haven't got any other elements that's playing on the screen. And to close your presentation, you simply right mouse click and select Exit, or you can use Ctrl and C on your keyboard. Thank you for watching.